What I'm about to say is not for the faint of heart. I'm going to go ahead and tell you if you're a religious person or anything like that, you might not like what I have to say. I don't believe in religion, and as far as the Bible speaks for itself, I don't think God does either. All it does is divide people. I think that He believes in truth, and I believe that's what He sent His Son for, is to tell us that truth. I believe that preachers and pastors, reverends and things of the such, they haven't been telling the right story or the true story, is what I'm thinking. Now, the part where everybody talks about, you know, Yeshua's death and his crucifixion, yeah, everybody says that. But I don't believe that they actually go into depth the way they need to. For one, if they were truthful in his teachings, they wouldn't be calling themselves preachers, I don't think. For one, we have only one preacher and only one teacher. He was the only one who ever knew the truth. So he's the only one that could actually call himself a preacher or a teacher. You see what I'm saying? The rest of us are just students learning. And that's what everybody needs to go ahead and understand. Day by day, we just learn. I believe my Creator, our Creator, has nothing but the truth to offer us. And I think we should start exploring it. I really, really do. That's just like when the two witnesses get on the scene, right? Yes, I do believe it will be two individual people. But I also believe that that's just the beginning of the two witnesses. I believe that, like he said, the two spirits of the two witnesses will be poured out upon two nations, the Jews and the Gentiles. That being the case, he said, the witnesses will devour their enemies. All right? Now, he said devour. He didn't say anything about being violent, right? He said out of their mouth, they will devour their enemies with a flame of fire. Okay? What I believe this means is that they will be able to speak such truth to them because they know the truth that Yeshua has told. And that in this truth that they are telling this person, it shakes them down to their very core, to where they are no longer an enemy. They're on your side because they believe that truth. So therefore, you have devoured the enemy. They are that no longer. That's why he says, love thy neighbor, you know? And who is thy neighbor? That's every man, woman, and child, including your enemies. And that's why he says that. And also, let's get down to something else. He said, while he was on the cross, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Let me ask you something. Whenever your boss at work tells you to do something, you don't have to think about it. You just do it. Because you already know, right? You already know. We have to be careful of what we listen to in our own ears, in your own mind, as a matter of fact. Because you could have grown up with a whisper in your ear your whole life thinking it was your own thought, and it's not. You see what I'm saying? Why would you have to tell yourself or think to yourself about doing something when you already know what you want to do? Don't let those thoughts get in the way. I do believe that's why he said, be silent, be still. What I want everybody to do one day, one night, whatever, and I'm being serious about this. Sit still. When your mind is racing 100 miles an hour, stop thinking and listen to what you hear and tell me I'm wrong. That's why I believe the emblem on the hospitals, right? It's two snakes wrapped around a staff with a set of angel wings, sometimes a halo at the top. In the Bible, he said, the dragon waits at the mother's womb to devour the child, right? To devour the newborn. That we are born into sin, right? So let me ask you this. Why? for thousands of years, nobody had a hospital or anything like that. You just had like a housemaiden or something like that come, deliver your child. But now they take the baby to a whole nother room, clean it up, all that good stuff before they bring it back to you. And then after that, they take it to the incubation chambers, right? Why? Don't get me wrong. I understand that some may be born with disease and things like that, and infection. We'll get into that later. But I just want everybody to know everything happens for a reason. It truly does. And another thing, fly won't go away. Ain't that funny? Distractions. But why would they do that? Why would they have to do that? Now, a lot of people might think I'm crazy, but I do believe that some, they do hook up as newborn babies. Or if they're so-called oracles or whatever, have visions of people who might come to play as God's mouthpiece instead of the devil's, Satan's, the dark. Or they could find out about you later. Then all of a sudden you end up with a broke leg or a broke arm, something like that, get in an accident, you need surgery, but it's to where you could live, and it was minor surgery. And then ever since then, something's just been off. Tell me I'm wrong. There's a lot that we all need to go over. That's just like a lot of people think, what is it? The tree of knowledge of good and evil, right? The forbidden tree was actual fruit that they ate. Let me go ahead and tell you, back then fruit meant knowledge, right? Just like they say, Yeshua is the root of David. Okay? We all attach to that root and grow from it and become the branches, right? And then little branches branch off there. And see, even we could be known as trees. You see what I'm saying? But the forbidden tree of the knowledge of good and evil, I believe, was actually Lucifer himself. Yeah. And I believe that Eve took what he told her, and she believed it, took it back to Adam, and he believed it. See what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden they knew they were naked when God was present and things of this nature. They knew not sin, which means even if something bad did happen, they wouldn't have known it was bad, and it would have been like it never happened, because it would have fixed itself just like that. See, the more you live in the Spirit, and even if you don't live in the Spirit, however you are, okay, spiritually, it has a reflection on the physical realm as well. So whatever takes place in the Spirit will be your physical realm. I'm not playing. That's why he says things like, I will leave you to your practice, right? Whatever you practice in this world, whatever you believe in, he's going to leave you to that. You'll be separated from him. And whatever you believe in will become your reality. This is not a joke. This is real. Get it? Israel, Israel, yeah. Anyways, I just need to start knowing what you guys need and want to touch base on. That's just like the B system, right? That's, of course, the United Nations, NATO, and stuff like that, right? There's just so much. There's so much we need to go over. But first and foremost, I want everybody to know, I believe in Yahweh. I believe in Jehovah, Adonai, or Abba. I believe in the Hebrew God.